Jamie and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Champion the Champions 2. This is going to be quite a relaxed video where I just kind of chat about everything I liked. I'm probably going to go through each of the tasks individually and what I liked about each one. If you haven't seen Champion the Champions 2, I would suggest not watch this video because I'm going to be talking about who won, and also if you haven't seen series 11, 12 and 13, I probably wouldn't watch this either because I'm going to be talking about the winners of that as well. So yeah, let's just get straight into the video. So first of all, I loved this episode. I thought it was fantastic. I think every contestant was just amazing from start to finish. Everybody shone through, and I feel like we kind of got the best of each contestant in this episode, in my opinion. I thought everybody was just loving the show, loving being there, knew exactly what they were getting into, so there was kind of like no surprises there. And yeah, I just thought it was a fantastic episode. And the studio environment was great. Again, like everybody was glad to be there. They had missed the show. They were doing it again. And I just felt like it was such a loving, fun environment. And yeah, I just thought it was amazing. So I'm just going to go through all of the tasks. So the prize task, which was the best thing that makes you go, wow, that's an interesting thing. And I thought everybody's attempt was very, very strong here, maybe the exception of the two, but so we'll go from 1 point to 5. So lose prize being the heart in the jar. I thought it could have been, like, it was an interesting thing if it was like a real heart, but yeah, it wasn't the best. But like the whole exchange between them all was very funny, so that was great. Second place was Kerry and her script, which I thought was a really interesting and like clever way of getting around that task. And yeah, it's a shame we didn't get many points as it did because it was a very good idea, but like everybody else's prizes were so much better. But I really liked the effort she put into it. Watching them all read the script was very, very fun, and it was a great like prize kind of joke, and I loved that. Third place was Liza with her photo of David Bowie and Johnny Vaughan, and yeah, I did go, wow, that's pretty cool at that. So that was an awesome task, and again, it's a shame it couldn't get more points, but the other two were just insane. So I don't know I think I might, both of them are just amazing, but yeah, Richard's trip was a trip for two people for like 2 nights to Pompeii to look at this ancient wonder that will make you go, wow, that's an interesting thing. And yeah, I think that was obviously like, that's so much money. I think he gave them like €500 spending money or something like that. So that's a big prize. And yeah, just absolutely fantastic. And then obviously Ed took his trophy to space, which yeah, you can't compete with that. That is just insane. And yeah, he fully deserved the 5 points for that. At this point, I thought, oh yeah, Ed is going to win this. He's definitely going to win. How wrong I was. But yeah, I really loved the prize task. I thought it was a very, very good, very strong opening to the episode. The first like proper task was the grape task, which I really liked, which was obviously mostly eat the grape in the most elaborate way. And yeah, I love this. First of all, we have to talk about Liza and the beard. How did she look so good with a beard? It was just, yeah, I loved it. It was such a stupid, funny, interesting thing to do, and just shocking, and yeah, it's just madness, and I absolutely loved it. So with this task, there was 3 people that kind of did the same thing. So Liza, Lou and Kerry did a kind of like pulley system thing to get the grape into the mouth, obviously with their own like unique touches on each one. Kerry Godliman bringing in James Acaster to be her grape gimp. I thought that was very funny. I cheered when I saw his face pop up. I thought, yeah, amazing. I love it when they get like previous contestants involved, because like James Acaster himself got Richard Osman involved, and yeah, I just love it when previous contestants come back for a little cameo thing. I think it always makes me laugh. I always love it. So yeah, I absolutely love that. Yeah, I loved Lou lying in the bath with Alex dressed as a cherub feeding her a grape. That was great. And yeah, Liza with the washing line with Alex on the bike. Both of them, I just loved it. They all were just fantastic, and it was really hard to kind of like determine which one I liked the best. But I don't disagree with Greg's scoring. I think he scored it pretty well. Ed is just madness. The whole like police dog thing. It was very fun to watch, but it was like, oh no, he's not going to win. It was, yeah, just seeing him like the fall from grace at that point, and we haven't even got to the worst bit for Ed yet. So I did enjoy his, but it was very odd, and it was like he's had a breakdown at some point to result in this. So yeah, and Richard fully deserved the 5 points. I loved his little quirky little wine parody advert thing. I thought it was great. I think there was loads of fantastic moments in that little short clip. So Alex dropping the wine, it being called Pinot Grigio, I thought just the whole thing was just amazing. And yeah, I loved every second of it. He fully deserved the 5 points. So the next task, which was the painting task, and they had to like cut out holes and stick things through the holes. I thought it would go a lot worse than it did for some people, but no, I really enjoyed this task. I'm surprised it was Kerry that made Alex stick his bum through the holes and not Liza, but you know, and also Lou being on roller skates. Why was she on roller skates? But it was very fun. Yeah, I like this task. Painting tasks are always quite fun. They're not always my favourite because I always feel like people with artistic abilities are kind of, you know, they kind of find a bit of advantage. But I love this one. I think it was quite unique. And I don't know how they keep coming up with ideas for painting tasks. But yeah, no, I really like this. I thought it was a very interesting way of doing it. So yeah, again, everybody's I liked. I don't think there's any I didn't like. I thought Richard's was definitely the worst and definitely deserved 1 point. I don't know how they didn't get that it was an octopus though. I definitely understood that it was. And squirting ink on the other contestants, that's quite fun. Yeah, I think my favourites was probably Ed's. I think his was the best scene. Oh no, Lisa's was pretty good as well though. But I like Ed being so different. I don't think it really fit the brief that much, but I did like how insane he was. Like, yeah, Ed's gone through a journey on this episode. Kerry with like bum face, the jungle scene, I really liked that. That's probably, I wouldn't have probably stuck Alex bum through the hole, but like I probably would have gone for like a jungle theme. That makes sense to me. And Lou with the shark and the turtle, I think everybody's kind of made sense. I don't think any of them really like wowed me. I think Ed's was definitely one of my favourites, and I think Lisa definitely did deserve to win. Hers was definitely the most talent in there and most kind of creative in a way. It was very different. And Alex with his leg with like the I don't know what they're called, but like the tight things. So I think Lisa definitely deserved to win. And I think everybody's was good. There's not really much for me to say about this task. But I think my favourite task was probably the duck task, which is the next one, which they had to get the duck from the one side into the pool without moving anything. I think they made sure to be very clear in the instructions of the task they weren't allowed to move anything, which makes sense because I'm pretty sure everybody would have moved stuff because they know the show, so they know that like how they could have got around it. And yeah, poor Ed on this task. I thought his idea was so good and it was such a shame that it didn't work, but I think you can really see the dedication going for like an hour and a half trying to get this stupid duck into a hole, into a pool. It would have been a good idea, like using the water and the pipes. It makes sense, it should have worked, but I think obviously like the distance was just too long. And he should have changed idea once he passed the 30-minute mark. I feel like he should have been, this isn't working, let's change it up. But he was so dedicated, and I think it's kind of very much shows how dedicated he is to Taskmaster. I think he really puts his all into it, and sometimes just doesn't really stop to think, like, right, should I probably change this up? But yeah, it was a shame to see kind of like his glory from Series 9 and him being somebody who loves the show so much and is so competitive to then just kind of like drop down, which is such a shame. I think everybody else's attempt at this task was quite good as well. I liked Kerry using the bobbin thing and putting a duck in. I thought they might question whether or not the duck was in the water with that because it was in the giant bobbin thing. So I am surprised nobody brought that up. That was what I was thinking. I was like, oh no, Kerry's going to get disqualified because it's in there and not in the actual water. But no, she didn't, so it's all good. I liked Lou's pulley system. Like, I like how, she obviously, I like how she brought it back from a previous task, being like, oh yeah, you know how much I love this. And I think her way was just so good. And I think, it's fantastic. Lisa with the trolley I thought was a good idea with Alex, but it still just didn't. I'm surprised that didn't work straight away. As soon as she found that, I was like, oh, she's got this. But using the car, getting Alex to use the car, I thought was great. I love it when she always uses Alex in interesting ways, so I liked how she involved him in this as well. And Richard first using the sled again. I thought he would have that would have worked a bit better. But then obviously he found the key and found the rat. Because, my first thought was that there probably was a remote control thing somewhere and that they could use that. Obviously the rat has appeared quite a lot of times. So, I thought it was a fantastic task. the whole episode was amazing. I was just laughing the entire way through. Oh, I forgot to even talk about the first task, which was the one where they had to do the 5 things that champions do. And I thought that was a fantastic way to create a title sequence without because obviously there's only one episode, so if you were just going to film a title sequence, it would be just from the tasks you're going to see now, so you kind of get spoilers, I guess. So I feel like doing it that way was such a fun way, and they did a fun way in the previous series as well, where they got Josh Whittaker to sing the Taskmaster tune. So yeah, I liked that. I thought it was really fun. It was really fun to watch everybody do that task and just watch them have a bit of fun of it that was unscored, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. I thought it was a really cool little thing. So the last task is the studio task, and this is the only one that I would say I was a little bit disappointed by. I feel like because you've got a single episode, and this is somebody about to win a show. I would have probably preferred a different task. They did this task actually in Taskmaster New Zealand, and it worked a lot better, I think. They just had to either have an empty suitcase or have bricks in their suitcase, I think. Whereas this, they did the balloons. And I liked it. It was fun, and I think it wasn't a bad task. But to me, that's a mid-season task, not a finale task. Not an all points depend on this task. Because essentially this task is just 50-50. There's no real way of Greg knowing what's in the suitcases. So I feel it was just a bit anticlimactic to me. And the fact that only Richard actually succeeded in tricking Alex, even though I don't think you can tricking Greg, even though it's not really a trick because it is just whatever Greg guesses. So I didn't really think that was the best task to choose. I would have liked something a bit more competitive, where they're working against each other rather than working against Greg and trying to get, I don't know. I liked everybody's approach to it. I think it was a very funny task, and maybe I care a bit too much about the points. I'm willing to admit that, but I like it being kind of a bit more of a competitive show. So yeah, I thought it was a bit annoying. I not annoying, but I was just a bit disappointed. I would have probably gone with a completely different task. And also they said I don't know whether Alex meant that they'll keep going until they get a winner, but he said the person who wins will get 5 points. Yeah, I don't know whether that meant the person who wins is the only person to get points, or whether they keep going, they can't have 2 winners kind of thing. Because I don't like when only one person gets points. I think it does kind of skew it. Obviously, for this kind of task, I can kind of understand it, because for this episode I can understand it because there has to be one winner, and I don't think they would have liked to rely on a tiebreaker for the winner for this single episode. So I get it, but I feel like they could have gone for a different task. But overall, as I said, I absolutely loved the episode. I thought it was great, and it was amazing. I really, really enjoyed it. It's such a shame that we didn't get a second episode like we did with Champion of the Champions 1. I don't know, because obviously I understand why. I don't really understand why, but I know Richard Herring had to have an operation for testicular cancer, I believe. So I definitely understand why they perhaps maybe want to just narrow it down to just one episode, because I feel like that equals 1 day of task filming. So I get it. And that is also the reason why it was delayed. So I feel like a lot of people kind of got a bit of flack really for saying that they were annoyed that it was delayed. But obviously the reason was a vital reason. And I'm very glad Richard Herring is back in full health. I think that's amazing. Obviously don't want him to be doing this ill or to have this impact his health. But for me, the thing that bothered me is just we were getting no updates. Everything was kind of going through unofficial means, and people just guessing he's ill, so they've got to postpone it. I feel like if they just had an announcement saying, look, we have to postpone the filming of Champion of the Champions 2, it will be coming out. There was just no official announcement, so it kind of left everybody hanging. And the fact that we got the episode after 3 series of the new set of Champion of the Champions is a bit annoying, but again, for vital reasons, it makes sense. I feel like it would have been nice to have a bit more clarity on it from the producers, just to say this is what's happening. It is going to happen. The show is going to happen, just it'll be a bit later. Whereas we kept saying, oh, it's coming soon, it's coming soon, it's coming soon. And obviously people worked out why it was delayed. But yeah, that was a bit... But yeah, I'm very glad he is back to full health, and I think he fully deserved to be the winner. I think he was amazing throughout this whole episode. I thought he very much deserved to win. I'm very happy he won. I thought it was very, very strong performance. And again, I would have been happy if anybody won with this task, because I thought everybody put in a lot of effort and was very, very good throughout. So yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to say. Yeah, I just loved the entirety of the show. I thought it was an amazing studio environment. I thought everybody got along. I think most people there have been on the podcast because they all seem to love the show, and it was just felt like a big kind of like celebration of Taskmaster. And yeah, everybody was competitive but not over the top. I really loved it. I thought everybody was amazing. Yeah, 10 out of 10. Even though I have a few minor complaints, but I still thoroughly enjoyed it. I also love the outfits. I thought a lot of them kind of put a twist on their original outfits, like Lou and Ed did. So yeah, I like that as well. I always like a bit of fun outfits. Also, while we're on the topic of Champion the Champions, with the latest series that we've just had, so 11, 12 and 13, again, spoilers, if you haven't seen these episodes, do not watch them. So yeah, with 11, 12 and 13, I think it's interesting. So far, we've gone all women lineup. So that's pretty cool. And obviously, considering that the majority of the contestants are men, I think it's quite interesting that even with Champion of the Champions 1, 3 out of 5 of the contestants are women, and we're already at 3 for the later series. So it'd be really interesting if we do manage to get an all-women lineup for Champion of the Champions 3, because yeah, we're already there, because it's obviously Sarah, Morgana and Sophie. So I think that's pretty cool, and yeah, I'm excited for Champion of Champions 3 already, and I'm excited about Taskmaster Series 14, which the cast announcement has gone up, which I will be talking about in a later video. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then please give it a like and comment down below what you thought about Champion of the Champions 2. Yeah, it was fantastic in my opinion. And subscribe if you want to see more videos to do with Taskmaster. I should have some more videos out for you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye!